Committee meeting on Monday, October 21st at 5:56. Can I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Fleury.
Present.
Alderman Martinez.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman, no, Newsom or Donnerworth.
We still have a quorum, though, so we're good. Okay. Can I get a first and a second to approve the minutes of the special Public Works Committee meeting, Public Works and Infrastructure Committee meeting on October 7th, 2024?
I so move.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions to this motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Fleury.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Thank you. Item C, audience time. Is there anyone here who would like to address this committee? Okay, move on. There's no old business. Item 3, new business. Can I get a first and a second motion approving an ordinance to dispose of various surplus vehicles and equipment through Obanoff Auction Services?
So move.
I second.
Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion? There's 38 items on here ranging from old cars to communication devices. The whole list is here. So any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Fleury.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item B, can I get a first and a second motion on an ordinance approving to recycle a chassis with Auto Parts City for a flat rate for capital asset disposal?
I so move.
Thank
Second.
you. Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion? This is a drivetrain and all usable parts have been removed and we're recycling it and they'll pay us a little money for recycling.
Refurbishing or something? Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Fleury.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Chris. Item C, can I get a first and a second on an ordinance approving recycling 3 leaf machines with Cleveland Recycling for a flat rate for capital asset disposal?
So move.
I second.
Thank you. Again, they used the items they could off of them, and we need to approve the disposal of what's not usable. So any questions about that? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Fleury.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Chris. I did a tour of Public Works recently, and I'm so glad to see some of this stuff is getting out of there because you guys have a lot of things taking up space. So thank you for approving that. Hopefully it approves, council approves it as well. Item D, I need a first and a second on a resolution approving engineering services from Gewald Hamilton Associates Incorporated per section 2-458 subsection I4 professional services for segment number 2 of the fiscal year 2025 road program for a not to exceed amount of $185,925.
I so move.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion? Everyone's good? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Fleury.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Chris. Item E, can I get a first and a second on a resolution approving engineering services, again, from Gewald Hamilton Associates Incorporated, per subsection 2-458 subsection I4, professional services for segment number 2 of the fiscal 2025 sidewalk program for a not to exceed amount of $121,995.
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Fleury.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item F, can I get a first and a second on a resolution approving the procurement of road salt from Compass Minerals America per subsection 2-458 subsection I3 joint purchasing through the State of Illinois CMS Services contract for a not to exceed amount of $655,000.
So move.
I second.
Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion?
I have a question. What happens, do we ever have any excess salt that's left over from previous, like from last year? Is any left over that we can, also contribute, add to it? Or do we basically use it all up, or we get rid of it before summer?
We use up a good portion of it, but a lot of it is saved and it's inside of a dome.
Be used again, though, with the new?
Correct.
All right. Thank
Yep.
you.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call,
I have a
please.
question. I
Oh, sorry.
apologize. Thank you. Often our constituents ask about the quality of the salt. Can you elaborate to kind of reassure our constituents this is quality?
Yes, this is quality salt that we're getting. The next item as well, it helps activate the salt when it's down on the pavement. And any salt you get, I mean, when it's really cold out, like below 0, 30 below and all of that, it's not going to work. But anything above that, yeah, we're good to go.
Thank you so much for elaborating.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bowden.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item G, a resolution approving the procurement of liquid de-icer from industrial systems per section 2-458 subsection I-1 sole source in a not to exceed amount of $45,000. Can I get a first and a second?
So move.
I second.
Thank you. Any questions to this motion? Alderman Guzman?
Yes, I'm not in this committee, but my question is this. So when are we going to start moving away from the calcium chloride and going into a more environmental use like the beet juice or something else? Because it's mixed with it, but it's in lower concentrated doses, and it's better for our whenever it goes into our water system.
Once we do more study and get more information on it, then we'll, present it to the council and move forward with something of that nature.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions to this motion? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bowden.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item H, can I get a first and a second on a resolution approving the award of the water plant switchgear and SCADA upgrades bid to Bowler Construction Company in a not-to-exceed amount of $2,952,800?
I so move.
Second?
Are there any questions to this motion?
I don't have a question, but we know that this is important, right? And making sure we have clean water. Can you just elaborate just a little bit to reassure our constituents why this part is necessary?
Yep. Mr. Dominguez is coming up to answer
Tony
any
Hill's gonna
questions you have.
Good evening, Alderman. So, yes, this is for, the SCADA portion is our programming for all the filters, chemicals, and things like that, of that nature. So we're getting our system updated, basically. We have an old system, and there's no replacement parts for the computer parts. So we're doing that, and then the electrical equipment was put in 1968. So we're getting
1968?
1968, yes. So all the electrical equipment is also, you can't find parts, so that's why we're doing this.
And if you could elaborate, how safe is our water? Oftentimes, I know it's a sidebar, but if you could elaborate, how safe is our water?
Oh, it's definitely safe. Our SCADA system is totally separate from City Hall. It's got its own system, so there's no issues there. And Ron could also speak on it, but I don't know if he's here or not. Oh, the water itself? Yeah.
Yeah, water itself, yes.
Oh, yeah, we do 90 samples a month within
How
the
many?
city. 90. Through
Nightly.
Different sample
Okay.
sites in the city. We take also different testing quarterly. And, yeah, we do sampling every 2 hours for chlorine, the turbidity, which is the clarity of the water, and pH, and fluoride every 4 hours we test.
Excellent. Thank you for
And all
elaborating.
of those are available online, are they not?
We have the consumer confidence report, yeah.
I'm sorry, say it again, you have what?
Consumer confidence report, it's on the city website. If you go to the water
Consumer
department. Confidence report.
confidence.
Yeah,
Okay.
it tells you all the samples we've taken for the previous year.
Thank you.
I have a question. So it will work more efficient, correct? That's what.
Yes, hopefully it's less paperwork we have to do. Everything will be printed out or, set where we can get the numbers instead of writing numbers down at midnight and then transferring them on to an Excel sheet, things like that.
And then how long would it be in order to get this completed and done? And
The electrical equipment is really the equipment that's, long lead time, like a year, year and a half. More like a year and a half to get that. But I believe we could start on the SCADA portion of the work. Yep, to upgrade all the computers.
thank you.
And this is coming from the US EPA grant, right?
Correct, that's a grant. We got a grant too for $3.4 million, so it was under the amount that we were awarded for the grant. Yep.
Thank you, Antonio.
welcome.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item I need a first and second motion to approve amended and restated intergovernmental agreement with Park City for water.
I so move.
Second.
Any questions to this motion? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item J, I need a first and a second for a motion to approve a settlement agreement between the City of Waukegan and Park City for unpaid water usage.
So move.
Second.
Any questions to this motion? Then you should have stayed up here.
I have a question.
I have a question. How much is the settlement?
Yeah.
It's in your information.
Sorry.
Alderman Bolton, next.
Yes, yeah, it might be in our documents. However, for our constituents' sakes, if they could echo that, how much unpaid water usage?
It's 212,000, am I right? It's 200 and something.
It's 212,000, you're correct, Alderman Florian.
Okay, so Alderman Guzman?
My question is this, okay, so did we replace the faulty, to get that done, so it won't happen again?
Yes, we did, and we found out, because we do a Illinois Department of Natural Resources audit every year, so we have to send a report letting them know how much water we sold to each community we sell water to. So that's how we found the discrepancy, but it took this long to get reimbursed, and we also changed the meter out, so it just
Yep.
worked.
No problem, thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item K, a resolution approving design engineering services for the Pershing Road culvert replacement from Ciorba Group per Section 2-458 subsection I-4, professional services in a not-to-exceed amount of $185,249.47. Can I get a first and a second?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions to this motion? This is a very old culvert that needs a replacement. I'm grateful we are moving forward to do this. Roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item L, I need a first and a second for a resolution approving a professional service agreement to provide redevelopment planning and strategy development for the former OMC site with the Sigma Group. Can I get a first and a second?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions to this motion? This is very exciting that we're doing this. Roll call, please.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. There are no reports and communications, so can I get a first and a second to adjourn the meeting?
I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed?
No.
I'm assuming we'll start committee of the whole in 5 minutes.